ya la anterior, la de, ¿cómo se llama aquella? La de Que Dios nos perdone, que estuvo hace 2 años también, también estaba muy bien.
¿No tenéis abanico, los chicos?
No nos han dado. No nos han dado abanico. Yo tengo en el ministerio que me dieron. Pero hoy no.
Ahora os pido. Patricia, abanicos. Para todos. Nieves, abanicos. Para todos, para todos. Cuando me ve.
Me viene hasta bien. ¿Qué no tienes?
Ya, por hablar. A ver,
Buenos días. Buenos días. Buenos días.
Good morning. Thank you very much to all of you for being here today. It's a very important and great day. I want to thank the authorities on the panel that accompany the director, José Luis Rebordino, the director of the Film Festival, the vice president of the government, Carmen Calvo, the minister for culture and sports, José Guirao, the mayor of San Sebastián, Eneco Goya, and the president of CMIA, Cristina Andreu. Thank you very much. And responding to the initiative that was presented in the last edition of the Cannes Film Festival by the collective of 50-50-2020 Women's Collective, CIMA, the Spanish Association of Women's Directors, promotes the signing of the Charter for Parity of Women in Cinema. This is a commitment that's ratified today, will be signed by the director of the festival, who will be accompanied as a witness, Cristina Andreu, the president of the CIMA. So let's sign the charter. Where's the charter? With this signature, San Sebastian 66 San Sebastian International Film Festival commits itself to address all statistics vis-a-vis gender for this selection, as well as the films that are programmed to use reliable and real data upon the presence of projects led by women. To make public the list of members in the selection committees and programming committees, to set up a calendar for changes in the executive bodies of the festival in order to achieve gender parity in the mandate of said bodies, and it wants to carry out a yearly communication, in order to evaluate the progress achieved. And now I'm going to give the floor to Cristina Andreu, who is the president of the CIMA.
¿Se oye?
Yes, we can hear her. First of all, I want to thank the director of the film festival, José Luis Rebordinos, because thanks to him in this festival that he directs, we've been able to sign the charter. I also want to thank enormously the Vice President of the government and Minister for Equality, which is very important for us, Carmen Calvo, who is with us today on the panel, Minister for Culture and Sports, José Guirao, and the Mayor of San Sebastián, Eneco Goya. I'm going to talk very little because this event is a short event, but I want to thank the festival because, above all, it's very important that women can compete in film festivals. It's a place where visibility is enormous. You can see it's full of journalists. And that we women can compete in festivals is very important. That's why we're asking in the Charter that the commissions that choose the films can be have gender parity in them, and obviously the juries as well. A film festival for women, what it can do, it was signed by Cannes first of all, and now we want to thank the director of the San Sebastian Film Festival. We think it's very important to sign this charter for the visibility of films made by women, and it not only be left in something residual. Thank you very much. Now, the director of the festival, of the San Sebastian International Festival, will talk. Good morning. Thank you very much for all of you for being here. Thank you very much. To the Vice Deputy Minister, the Minister, the President of the Association of Women Directors, and the Mayor of San Sebastian. We undertook this commitment quite happily with responsibility. We want to thank the CIMA that are colleagues on this journey with us. I want to say something is that the San Sebastian Film Festival has a very important feminine look to it. That is to say, some of the issues that we are signing are already fulfilled. We have 34 people full-time, of which 28 are women. Of 9 fixed departments, 8 are directed by women. Of a board of directors, 4 of 9, 4 are women. 5 are women and 4 are men, and from next year there will be 5 and 5. We have that commitment and we will fulfill it next year. I like the charter of the gender parity charter. I think it's very important. Statistics are very important. I think that we are working so that our database allows us to gather what films that arrive that we see are directed by women, but not only directed, but also produced with DOPs and scriptwriters who are women. So it's very good to see at the end of the year what the selection is and to be able to compare that data. I think that will be interesting, and I believe it's something new that is going to be addressed in this charter, which is very interesting, that at the end of the year, if we can manage that all the main festivals can offer this data, I think we'll have a much more realistic image from which we can work upon, so what we can do between us all, so that slowly but surely, this selections of films can be achieve parity. Because not like now, this year, people congratulate us, we've got 5 women, and that's horrible. That's of 18, there are 5. We shouldn't be proud at all about that. So let's see what we can do working together. Another one of the issues, so that, and this is for all of you, another issue is that we will publish the CVs of the committees, the San Sebastian Film Festival. So is on the website. You can see the CVs of the selection committee. We want to reiterate our commitment and to offer the CIMA that we can work together to see what we can do together hand in hand. And let's hope that in a few years' time, we are here to celebrate that the selection in San Sebastian is achieved full parity. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Y ahora toma...
Thank you very much. The floor now is Eneko Goya, the Mayor of San Sebastian. The Minister for Culture, Deputy Minister, Prime Minister, Minister for Sport, Culture Mocha, Director of the San Sebastian Film Festival, and the Spanish Association of Women Director. The film festival in this, it's a pleasure for us to be able to participate in the signing of this commitment acquired by the festival today to take steps towards an objective that we share without any doubt. I'm going to give an example. Jose Luis gave an example that within this month of September, in another one of our manifestations, and culturally, it's a step which is the first time in the rowing competition in La Concha here in San Sebastian. The prize money for both the men's and the women's rowing teams will have the same amount. This year in the film festival, we've taken another step forward in this journey that we are committed with as a city, and for me, makes me feel very satisfied. Jose Luis has mentioned, and it's true as well, that the team of the film festival is a team in which women are noticeably present there, and this is something which is very positive. But I must say that on this panel today, the president, the mayor of San Sebastian is a man, and his director is still a man. So, of the film festival, let's hope, and I desire, and I hope sincerely, that sooner than later will change as well, and that can also be a sign of that journey, or another step down that journey that this city is committing itself to follow all the way to the end in favor of equality between men and women and equality of opportunities in each of every one of the different fields in our life. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Now the floor, Carmen Calvo, Vice President of the government. Hi, good afternoon. And dear Mayor, allow me to say that I've never heard so much generosity in a political position. Thank you very much, Kia, the colleague of the government, and esteemed director of the film festival, and dear Christina, president of CIMA authorities, and colleagues, women colleagues in culture and of the world of cinema. We have wanted this signing event of this commitment should have the solemnity that it deserves and enable me to all of you that my first few minutes, I can dedicate them to a day that this world of ours has to remind itself that we have to continue to struggle against the trafficking of persons, and mainly our women who are underage. This has to be said every day and every corner of the world, where we have to confront to something which is absolutely inhuman and turn it into something human. That is to say, in this world in 2018 continues to have a very serious problem of the kidnapping and trafficking, mainly women, and normally with the objective of sexual exploitation of underage boys and girls. I said I'm here to give it the solemnity it deserves, because at the end of the day, equality between men and women is the epicenter of democracy. There's no democracy, and we can't call it democracy, if we continue to construct the space where more than half of the population finds greater difficulties and less opportunities and less quality of their own rights, more restricted freedoms, and at the end of the day, a democracy which is a lower quality for more than half of the population. And for this objective, which is a greater objective, because where the idea is to improve democracy and to make it even more in depth. Culture is not a lower issue, and in culture, an important thing is cinema and all audiovisual arts, because in these we make up a space which is symbolic, a collective space of images, of values, stereotypes, for better or for worse. But within that space, we tell stories about life, but we also, from that space, we distill life. And when we don't do this, and when women are underrepresented, or we compete, or you compete, dear women in the world of cinema, with greater difficulties, we're not portraying real life, neither are we portraying real problems or the real affairs, and that are quite different. When women decide to have an idea, to write a script, produce, direct, act, and project and exhibit these films, and increasing the expectations of women and women of the world and of the democracy through such a powerful tool and peaceful tool and massive as is cinema. The cinema forms a substantial part of the life of the modern world, and that is why it needs to be transformed with the deep participation of women. This is happening in many film festivals, but the San Sebastian Film Festival is one of the great festivals in the world, and that's why it's so significant, dear José Luis, that this festival commits itself with the inclusion and with parity, gender parity. We women only want to be able to compete in equal opportunities, equal conditions, because we know we're going to win. We women we only want to be everywhere we can, because it corresponds to us because of justice. Many of us who have lived for quite some time. It seemed a dream after the 8th of March last year, and after all of the movements that have a man, which is feminism, has a name, which is feminism, and in democracy is going to place us in so many places where we have to take full advantage of these opportunities to construct a much more adjusted life adjusted to reality. And I feel very honored to be here, dear Mayor, because it's the San Sebastian International Film Festival, and because it's an enormous responsibility. I know that it's also the commitment of your city and also the commitment of the Basque Country, because it's the commitment of this Spain that wants to get ahead as much as it can to launch a message. Yes, we women, without we women, there's no democracy. With us women, democracy improves. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. And to finish this event, I would ask you to stand here because we're going to have a family photo. Okay, please.
Bueno, a Rebordino ya lo hacéis.